Hello everyone, my name is Steve Canfield. I'm the instructor for your Introduction to Robotics class, ME 4140, 5140 at Tennessee Tech. Welcome. This is an introductory meeting. I will be out of town at a conference on our first two class periods. So this introduction will get you going on your classwork while I'm out. We will reconvene on the August 31st. So the first thing that I'd like to do is share with you our website, our class website. So when you go to iLearn, you'll have your series of classes. This is listed as ME 4140. I think the 5140 redirects to this as well. And the course layout shows up here. We go to course materials content. I can see a layout for the class on this table of contents. I first have our syllabus or course policy and the like. Excuse me. Then the topics as we work our way through, first an introduction, then kinematics, 3D, then forward, inverse kinematics, velocity kinematics, path planning, dynamics, mobile robotics, navigation and control, implementation, and some practical implementations. There will be some hands-on programming robot assignments as well, and then homework solutions down here. And then a little bit of information on exam prep, and then other things. But these are the topics that we'll be covering in class. All the class material I put here online, you have access to it now. The first thing I want to look at is the syllabus. The syllabus is contained here in the syllabus. So if you click on this, we can open up the syllabus. And I have it here. So let's walk through the syllabus together. This is our course, Introduction to Robotics, 3 credit hours. Here, I'm the instructor for this course. Here's my cell and office number, office hours, prerequisites and the like. Here's the textbook. I recommend this textbook. It's helpful. If you don't have it, you could probably get through, but it is a very strong textbook, and we'll be basing our kinematics. We'll be following this pretty much chapter by chapter through this book. There are other references available. This Thrun book, Probabilistic Robotics, was just really a mind opener for me and most people in the robotics field here. It's about 8-9 years old now, but it's a new look on robotics. So that is a terrific book as well. Course description will be covering robot concepts. You can read that. The objectives will be to give you the fundamental tools of robot kinematics, what goes on under the engine of the robot, and then a little bit of hands-on. You're not going to come out as a trained robot tech 1 or 2. Rather, you're going to be trained as an engineer to understand the underlying setups in robots. With the skill, you could work readily designing robot cells, adapting robot systems, putting vision systems on robot systems, and the like. Major teaching methods. We will use a flipped classroom style for this class. So all lectures will be covered online, and you'll view those prior to class. We'll spend our time in class going over that lecture material and then doing problem solving and programming robot activities. Here are the topics that will be covered. Here's the grading scheme. We'll have 2 tests, a midterm and a final. There'll be homeworks. You'll have quizzes associated with each of the lectures, and then there's a fairly large series of programming. We'll do 2 programming activities. One, we'll build a virtual robot. You'll build one of your own, and then we'll also be having a mini course in ROS. That's this open source robot operating system. Okay, a few words on tests during class in their closed book 1-side note sheet. Here's the grading scale. Here's the course policies, please, on academic misconduct, attendance and class participation. Here's a few words about the computer assignment. We'll be using MATLAB. If you have any accommodations you need, please come see me at any time. I'm here to help you. Again, a statement on academic responsibility. You have you're coming into this class to learn. Your responsibility is you're in charge of your learning. My responsibility is to assist you in that in every way. The exams are, of course, solely done on your own. The homeworks, I would expect that you're working with others, but anything you turn into me for a project or an exam that you represent with your name on it, you're representing that that is your work. Everything that's on there is your work. So you need to make sure you're following that. You're welcome to work with others in preparing that, but what you represent needs to be your own work. Graduate credit, a number of you are taking this for graduate credit, so there'll be extra assignments along the way that you'll be responsible for. I will communicate with you via email, so make sure you're getting my emails. That's how I will communicate. Next, we have our table of topics. And here I have the class numbers, the topics, and then the corresponding lectures. These are the lectures that you'll find online, some reading out of the book, and then corresponding homeworks. Each lecture will have a quiz associated with it, so make sure you look out for that. And then again, like I said, the lectures are online, the quizzes are online, and I now am putting the homeworks online. So everything's really online. You can see the topics we're going to cover. I'm hoping that Tristan Hills is helping lead the Ross overview, so he may actually start that. He'll mail you if we're going to start that Monday or Wednesday. Otherwise, we'll meet Friday and pick up. But you'll have done the introduction lecture by then. So we can pick up on Friday with the linear algebra review and then discuss any questions you had from the introductory material. After that, we'll look at tools for 3D kinematics, more Ross. We'll jump into forward kinematics, more Ross, and then our programming assignment, inverse kinematics, velocity kinematics, more Ross and programming assignments, and so the semester goes. You can see the layout there. And I think that completes the syllabus. Next, I want to walk through the assignments that you have, what you're responsible for. So everything that you're responsible for will show up here on the calendar. I'm opening the calendar now. In this case, this light green represents the robotics class. You can see I've got it highlighted there and it says ME 4140. So for each topic, there's a corresponding lecture, and you can see the lecture here. It says it's due Introduction to Robotics. That's due at 8 a.m. on Friday, all right? So I've given you guys have nominally 2 days off, but you need to have completed this before class on Friday. That's the introductory material lecture, and then you need to take this corresponding quiz that goes along with that. Now, the quiz, I'm not sure if the quiz gets released only if you take the lecture or not. So you need to make sure, even if the quiz doesn't show up, you need to still make sure that you're watching the lecture. Once you watch it, the quiz will definitely be there. It may show up anyhow. Our next class will be Wednesday, the 29th. So there's a lecture, review linear algebra, and a corresponding quiz, and your first homework is due on that day. Friday, there's a corresponding lecture on 3D kinematics and a corresponding quiz, and another homework. There's a couple homeworks that come pretty early on. So you'll want to go ahead and get started on these on this first week. Even though I'm out, you've got work to do to keep up with the class. I've preloaded the class with the homework assignments, so you want to get going on these. You can see these are already available for you to start watching and doing. Okay, now I want to look a little more closely at those. How do I get to the lectures? Well, here's how I get to the lectures. I go to okay, so for example, oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so for example, I see for Friday, I've got to watch this Introduction to Robotics quiz. Where do I find that? And I've got to take this quiz, or I've got to watch the lecture and I've got to watch the quiz. You know what I meant to say. So first, where's the lecture? Well, it's in my content. I go to my first topic, Introduction. I click on that. Under the introduction, you can see I organize things as follows: notes, lecture, reference material. The notes are notes that you can then download, and you should download these notes, particularly the introduction notes. Those are the notes that I'm lecturing on as I go through. You should print these off and then, or have them on your computer and then be filling those notes out. These are just rough outlines. As you watch the lecture, it's as if you're in class, only you're watching on a screen. And you're taking notes. You're taking notes on your sheet as you're writing down, or you're typing them in as you write, as you go through the class. So when you're done watching that lecture, you have a full set of notes. Maybe there's things you've highlighted that you want to talk about more in class. That's what we'll spend our class time doing. I will, as I go through the lecture, I will have those same notes. So you'll just watch me writing down my notes as I work my way through. All right, so it should look the same. Those are the notes. Next, you have the video lecture. So here's the link. You click on it. That takes you to the link. You can see it's due August 31st. You click on it. It opens up a new window, and you start watching that video. Finally, there's just reference material. Other things you can watch about. You can go look and read. That's just reference material. If you're having a problem following these, you can go see the Tech Institute. It's on the bottom floor of the library. They'd be the best ones to see. You could probably also ask your classmates on this. I'm just really not very functional at, I know I've set it up, but I'm not very functional at helping other people. So your best bet is to go see people in the Technology Institute. All right, but of course, if you're stuck, come see me. You know, that's my job. So come see me, and then I'll walk you over there to the Tech Institute, and we'll figure it out together. All right, so that's the lecture. You click on that, you watch it. Once you're done watching the lecture, now you say, yippee, I'm now ready to take the quiz. So you go over here to the quiz, and you're ready to take the quiz. And it's this first quiz. You can see it's also due at 8 o'clock on August 31st. So you click on it, and you'll take it. Now we'll go to see what it looks like. We'll do a preview. So I'm ready to start the quiz, and I'm taking the quiz. And it asks me questions. What's the difference between a robot and other complex machines? I don't know, it contains a computer maybe. How many degrees of freedom in your hand? 30, and so on. I'm taking the quiz, giving it a very good effort because that will be a grade. And then I submit the quiz. It says I didn't answer them all. And okay, now look. It's giving me the quiz. It tells me I didn't get any points on this one. I lost all my points. I didn't do a very good job at reading it. I lost all my points on this one, and so on. Okay, ooh, I got this one right. So question 4 I got correct. So it's showing me basically if I get points, it means I got some percentage of that problem correct. These are matching and true or false. Later on, oh, look, this one I got partial credit. So it said select the following their advantages. Well, that must have been an advantage, but I must have missed another one or two. The quizzes have us, and then my score is 16%. All right. So those are the quizzes, and there's my attempt. Also, I've now automated the homeworks, and you can also take your homeworks online. There'll be more mathematical calculations that'll be responsible in the homework. And we can practice this a little more. Solve for the rotation operator that defines. I see if I can fix this. Okay, I'm gonna go fix that. Those shouldn't show up, but here's one. I've got to enter a rotation operator, a 3x3 matrix. Here's row 1, column 1 element. Here's row 1, column 2 element. You know, I don't know, is that guy cosine of theta y? I'm not sure. I guess I need to watch the lecture to find out. Cosine, you know, I don't know. Is that one tangent, theta y? Anyhow, I'm going to enter these. Now, I need to tell you something. One downside for this is this stuff expects exact syntax. All right. So I'll try to give you some hints on how the syntax should go. Please pay attention, because if you don't, you know, I don't want you to lose points just for syntax. That's why I'm trying to really document how to follow it. But do take a little bit of time and check your syntax there. All right. And then down here are some others. It's asking me to identify these guys based on the configuration. What is that guy? It's a robot. It says it's a robot. Looks like a gantry, but I don't see gantry. Cartesian? Yeah, it looks like it moves in the Cartesian direction. So I'll select Cartesian and so on. Denso robots. Best robots ever. That one looks like a Scara. So anyhow, I'll choose those. And that's my homework. And then I get done with this homework. I don't know. That's going to take me an hour probably. And I submit it. And I get my response. All right, now the homeworks, I believe I've set it up so you can have 2 attempts on the homeworks, I believe. The first attempt won't give you the answers. It just tells you if you got points. So this one, somehow magically, I just typed stuff in randomly and I got a little bit of credit. Wow. One of those must have been right. That was pure luck. Anyhow, otherwise I didn't. Okay, I didn't get 8 points on this one. There must be a problem with the homework. All right, these are brand new, hot off the press. So I'm gonna have to do a little work on these to figure these out. Okay, so there's the homework. All right, so I think that's all I have. In summary, we've reviewed the syllabus, which is contained here in content. Policy, we looked at all the topics that you're gonna have. We looked at how you work your way through the topics and do the assignments. How do I know what assignments are due? I look at the calendar and I see on my calendar when things are due. So you need to watch your calendar. When it shows up that I've got a quiz to take or perhaps a homework, here's a homework. How do I get to those? You may be able to get to those clicking here. I don't know. But otherwise, you go to homeworks and quizzes by clicking this quizzes button. And here they are. They're assigned. There's a number of them that are assigned, so you could start working your way through. On the quizzes, one option, one attempt. On the homeworks, 2 attempts. So, you could start the homeworks. You have an initial attempt. Okay, everyone. Well, I apologize I'm going to be out on Monday and Wednesday, but I look forward to seeing everyone and diving into robots on Friday. So take care, and I'll see you on Friday.